INFPs may be introverted, but that doesn't mean we don't know how to have fun. Recently, I attended a birthday party with my friends. It had been years since I saw the gang, but the bond remained solid. We all had a great time catching up and laughing together. And that night, I was the loud host asking random questions like, how in the world did you never feel heartbroken? Have you talked about weddings with your partner already? And topics like, how will you deal with long-distance relationships? I know. These questions are too personal and eager. In response to my extreme randomness, my ISTJ friend, with all her sassiness, told me, dang, why do you have so many follow-up questions? We chuckled, but nope, no one's exempted from me that night. So, is it possible for an INFP to become outgoing, extroverted, and be the one who initiates? We sure do. But here's a key factor why I was so outgoing at that time. With real friends, INFP's extroverted traits come naturally. With no fear of being judged, we could hold no brakes and share whatever's in our minds. Now, if we're describing outgoing INFPs, here are the traits and characters you'd usually see in them. Outgoing INFPs. Say what immediately comes to mind. Are huge gigglers and overzealous. Always initiate questions out of curiosity. Confident and in the moment. People are drawn to their vibrant energy and optimistic outlook. And lastly, their closest friends see them as extroverted goofballs. Do these traits hit home to you? If yes, you probably know what it feels like to be outgoing and extroverted. But let's continue further. How to be an outgoing INFP. First, I'd like to say there's nothing wrong with being quiet as an INFP, but whatever the reason for desiring a more extroverted demeanor, here are some tips to gradually improve your social skills. 1. Don't judge people too soon. Many INFPs probably won't admit that they judge people, but they do. We always do. With our introverted feeling, FI function, evaluating the world against our values, standards, and beliefs is our default perspective of the world. INFPs judge how people walk and talk, how clinging this girl approaches people, or how this cool kid is so full of himself. This INFP trait makes us selective about who to trust. We see someone who doesn't meet our standards and we might write them off in a flash. However, remember, those feelings and first impressions aren't always right. At times, we may cringe and avoid someone without realizing they are selfless beings we can rely on in times of trouble. Being surrounded by sensing types, I realized that an opposing personality to mine isn't inherently bad, like what my introverted feeling function subconsciously tells me. It takes time to really get to know someone. Years. An ISFJ was really getting on my nerves back then, but now he's the most selfless guy I've ever known. I've actively avoided an ENFJ girl for over a year, only to end up being my best friend for 12 years and counting. Sometimes our trust issues are unnecessarily acting up. In that case, you must refrain from judging strangers too soon. It results in an immediate disconnect. Instead, give people time to show their true selves. Keep an open mind. Try to talk to them and don't isolate yourself early on. Well, unless they're bullies. Those are waving red flags. 2. Join social groups, but don't try too hard to make an impression. INFPs have a hard time faking sincerity. The more you force yourself to be outgoing, the more you appear fake and awkward. I remember reporting to the class and trying hard to look fun and engaging, but it turned into a disaster. I was still in the middle of my introduction when my words came entangled, and I stuttered terribly. My energy went downhill, and that's what I get for pretending to be someone else. Don't try too hard. You don't have to be the center of attention to be outgoing. Just focus on enjoying yourself while interacting with the people around you. Most importantly, be interested in them rather than wanting them to be interested in you. 3. You shine when you accept your flaws. Be confident in who you are. The more you hide, the more you push people away. On the contrary, the more you accept your flaws, the less offended and sensitive you get. Thus, you can communicate with people better. When you're not afraid of your errors, the real you will start to show. Be in the moment and enjoy your life rather than hide your imperfections. 4. Find a tribe. Those people you definitely trust. Being outgoing doesn't mean you have to be everyone's best friend. This is the best tip I could give. Surround yourself with people you feel safe with. I've observed that INFPs find genuine happiness with people that effortlessly understand them. People who carry similar values, like INFJs, ENFJs, and fellow INFPs. Now the question is, how do you find those like-minded people? One of my closest INFP friends in college shared his story about jumping from one group to another. After his year-long search, he landed on our group, the most isolated and supposed killjoys who never joined the class's unnecessary extracurriculars. But good for him. He found what he longed for. A group of INFP, INFJ, INTJ, and ISFP. Go out there to find your tribe, but don't be desperate for connection. Don't worry. Although it may take a while, you will attract the right people as long as you're not isolating. 5. Don't be wrapped in thoughts when in conversation. INFPs aren't primarily shy. I'm definitely not. Just look at how our individualism shoots through the roof. But dang, we're so self-conscious. There's a difference. Shyness is a problem with self-esteem. While with self-consciousness, we always see ourselves in the eyes of others and loathe committing a mistake in public. As a result, we become anxious, awkward, and struggle with mental blocks when we're caught off guard. Instead of understanding a person, many INFPs would think about what to ask next. They worry about giving a bland vibe. They don't want to look weak or stupid. But the more self-conscious they get, the more they mess up. Don't let your thoughts wrap you up. Instead, listen. Really listen to what others have to say. Be interested and try to understand the other person's point of view, but you don't have to engage if you're not interested. Awkward silence is better than a forced conversation, at least for me. So, can INFPs be outgoing? They sure can be. Many outgoing INFPs are introverts who learn to express their inner thoughts and feelings to the world. You're most extroverted when feeling genuine happiness. Accepting how imperfect you can be makes you more open to putting yourself out there. With a conscious effort that turns into a habit, you can become the outgoing INFP you've always wanted to be. That's it. What do you think about the list? Share your insights below. Thanks for watching.